guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a video test drive on a 2007 Dodge Magnum. If you've never been on my video test drives before, the way it works is I drive the vehicle on video and I tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel to give you the best indication of being in the driver's seat without actually being in the driver's seat. I'm not a mechanic and this is not meant to be a 182-point inspection. Rather, it's meant to be a sneak peek into how the vehicle drives and any potential issues I notice as we're going along. So, I'm going to take a nap and then we're going to look around the vehicle and then we're going to look under the hood and then we're going to go for a drive. I'm not actually going to take a nap. That's just my dream life. Okay, so, anyways, here we go. We're going to do that, and I gotta, get out of here because I'm in 8 layers of clothes because it's cold outside. Let's see. I went out to get gas in this earlier, and then I got sidetracked. Okay. Here we go. Alright, so this is one that you're going to have to, just do a little bit of not judging the way it looks. So no judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone. It's like Planet Fitness. All right. So obviously you can see it's got some rust on it. This is a 3.5 Magnum. I know this is a station wagon, but this is not like your normal old school family station wagon. This is a cool station wagon. This is for the cool kids. So this is a 3.5 high output. I don't know. It's the cool thing. So you can see it's got rust over the wheel wells. It's got rust on the front fender down at the bottom. I'm sure that someone with a little bit of YouTube knowledge could take care of that. Paint it or something like that. But it is kind of rough. It's like that on the other side as well. Tires are probably about 40%, maybe a hair more, and then front tires are about the same. So they're not horrible, but they're not the best either. You got some dents and dings in different places. There's one right there on the front fender. And you've got a couple little, just like notches and things all over the car. It's not the most beautiful car in the world. It's an 07. It's almost 20 years old. It does have a lot of miles on it. The auction said, when we bought it, the auction said TMU, which means true miles unknown because the odometer was not lighting it up. And there's a bunch of dash gauges that don't light up. I'm going to try and see if I can get my computer to read some of them. But the odometer did light up while I was in it, so it might not be lit up when you get here, but it does have, I'll show you, it does have 274,000 miles on it, so it did light up. So it does have 250,000 miles on it. It is a lot of miles. But another good thing I noticed while we're in here is that it did have the oil changed, just a little under 3,000 miles ago, which means that somebody is actively maintaining it, which, that's a good thing. So even at 250,000 miles, if you're maintaining a car, then they still run. And you don't maintain a car that's crap either. So those are all good signs. But leather inside, driver's seat is a little bit torn up, a lot of bit torn up. It's kind of common. You're going to have some stuff that happens from that age and those miles. Back seat is much better and probably not nearly as much ridden in as the front driver's seat. The back looks pretty decent. You just have some rust coloration from the bottom of the hatch. And the hatch, this is the all-wheel drive one, by the way, which is kind of cool. The hatch it does open. I gotta be smarter than that. But the hydraulics are worn out, so they don't hold. And I'm sure that there was supposed to be some kind of cover there, so you can't see all of that, but it's not on there anymore. So let's see. I don't know if that looks. No, that looks factory. I don't know if they were replacing some stuff or what they were doing. I don't know. I really don't know. But there's probably supposed to be something there, and it's not. But the back does open, and there's lots of storage back there. You could probably fit 6 or 7 bodies stacked back there if you were, into that type of thing. So, I'm just kidding. I just got to make sure you guys are still awake. So, you've got this side again. You've got that rust on this side. It might just be a car that gets you by until you get something else. But it seems like it's doing all right for right now. But it's got the rust on it again, and the front looks pretty good. So It looks like all your other Dodges. So I think they just used the front end on everything, and then they just changed the back end. All right, pop the hood, and you got your 3.5 Dodge under here, and that same tick that's in all the Dodges. And I did notice when I was checking it in this morning, there's some aftermarket plugs. You got Delphi plugs in there. So again, that goes back to the maintenance thing. If somebody's been maintaining it, I noticed under here too on this side. So it's got 6 newer plugs on it. I don't know if they're new, but they're newer, just because they're not factory. So you know, I don't know if they would, you know, done 5 miles ago or 500 miles ago or whatever. They're not super old. They don't look super old. So there's that. Okay. Inside the car where my hands can warm up. Whew. Okay. I already showed you 274,000 miles. There's a check engine light on there. That comes back to a lost communication with the radio. I'm going to clear that and see. And I'm also going to look on there and just see what else I can find. Just because I've got, you know, no other dash stuff on here. I think all of my gauges work. I just noticed it when I was driving down to the gas station, but I think I should have other stuff on here. But I'll tell you too, like when you start it up, you've got your lights that come on, like there's those lights down there, and so the lights don't come on here, and I don't know if they're supposed to either. So, but let me see. Your windshield wiper fluid light comes on there. Let's see, in this one here, there's your fuel light. So I think all your lights, your cluster works, but it's not working, if that makes sense at all. Probably doesn't, because most of the time I don't make sense. So I'm going to see if I can figure out what those are, and maybe what's missing, if there's anything on the instrument cluster that we need to know. So, but all the gauges work, which I think is probably your most essential thing. So, the radio, lost communication with the radio. I think that's because one, you've got an aftermarket radio, and two, I can't get any stations in at all. And I don't know if that's, you know, because they didn't hook up an antenna or what. So you can probably use it for an aux port or something like that, but I can't get any radio. I can't get any radio volume. So, you know, take that as you will. You might not even use the radio. You might, you know, more use it for your phone or whatever. So that is that. So I'm going to turn this on here and make sure that I have heat. I've got heated seats down here. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to feel heated seats if they did work, because I have 17 layers on. But the lights are on and they're staying on, so I'm assuming that the heated seats both work. I guess you'll have to tell me differently if you come and you have less clothes on than me. For right now, I'm assuming that they are on, that they do work. So, driver's side window, it works. Passenger side window, it works. Rear passenger side window, it goes down and it goes up. This switch is just a little bit funky right here, so just kind of be careful with that. And then the rear driver's side window, it also works. So I noticed a little bit when I was kind of going around there, just a couple little body things that's kind of popped out a little bit. That one is just gone for whatever reason. Somebody ate it or something. And then the passenger side mirror is gone. So couple little body things that, you know, could be fixed or replaced or whatever. Legally, I think you're fine as far as you've got to have one mirror. You know, again, it's just going to be a cheap car to get you around. So I'm going to clear these codes, and hey, there's AutoZone. So I'm going to pause this real quick and get what AutoZone needs, and I'll be right back. Well, they just had a bill for me. I should have just gone on. Okay, so anyways, cleared the codes, and still I have that lost communication with the radio on. So that's still on there. But let's see. Let's see what we get when we're driving. We'll see if anything else comes back on, and we'll go from there. We've got heat blowing out, so heat works, and we're gonna go drive. All right. My seatbelt light is on. But it's driving well. It has good power. There's like some squeaking, but I think that's like the back door or something. It doesn't sound like suspension squeaky or anything. The check engine light is flashing, so that means we've got a misfire. I'll take a look at the computer and see if that pulls up somewhere. But it's driving well. Like, I don't feel a misfire anywhere. It doesn't manifest itself at all. It's driving really smooth. Do our turn signals. Let's see, where are they at? It's over there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But left turn signal works. Right turn signal works. Windshield wipers work. Windshield wiper fluid works. And it's cold outside, so I think the fluid is freezing on the window before it even gets before the wipers can even clean it off. Brakes are good and solid, no grinding or vibration. That's another one of those things that it feels like a maintenance thing. They feel that really good. They feel like that they've been maintained. And you can see here all my gauges, they work, as far as like my RPM gauge, my speedometer, my coolant gauge, those are all working. My fuel gauge, they all work just fine. So it's just whatever these digital, whatever is supposed to be on the digital things, those aren't working. And so that might be, you know, I don't know what causes that, but we will turn our cruise on and just make sure that works. We've got our cruise set, and you can see that we're cruising at about 40 some odd miles an hour, and it's cruising smooth. It's driving the way that it's supposed to. So really, I think what we've got here, it's a pretty decent car for a cheap car. So it's not a perfect car, it's not a showroom car, it's not a brand new car at all, but it runs and drives. Like, it drives straight, it starts up, it's got heat, it's all-wheel drive. Like, it's a basic cheap car. It does have miles, it does have a check engine light, and it does need a radio or something like that, but it runs and drives, and the cluster doesn't work, or something with the cluster. But all of the gauges work, which I think is really probably what you need. So it's really basic, but if you just need something to get you by, and you just need some wheels and whatever, I think that this is probably a pretty decent one. So if you've got any questions, hit me up. My cell phone is 309-267-7200, and I will try and answer any further questions for you. Thanks, guys.